Okay. I am not getting this. I am not. I am not getting it. Gosh, it's an embarrassment. It is an embarrassment. Look at this. There's already people watching. Look at those numbers climb.
Yahoo!
Happy Sunday, young man.
Happy Sunday, the Lord's Day.
Yes, it
Man,
is. Yes,
my
it
stuff
is.
looks. Does my camera look extra dark today?
It, not on your face. Like it's just it.
Okay,
It does look like you're in a bat cave. Like it's kind of cool. Like it's like the lighting in the back and such. So
but it
maybe
doesn't look darker than normal.
I think it probably does. But
Okay,
again, it's but you look good though.
thank you.
You do look good. It is
Weird.
it is Sunday night. Look at that.
It is the Lord's Day.
You said the Lord's Day and half our viewers left, just to be clear.
Oh no!
Like, and then you said it again and someone else left. So
Oh,
maybe we will
Frankson.
I tell you, I feel bad that we didn't play our opening video, but we have no idea how to go from one to the next without it flicking back to us. So I don't know the answer to that. So, how was your week, young feller?
It was good. I was just super busy with work. That's all I did really. All week was just work and sleep. It was good
Yeah,
though. Got a lot of
I
work
work.
done. We had some in-person team meetings and stuff, and
Oh,
which were really good.
nice,
Yeah,
awesome,
yeah. So we got
awesome.
like half of the team down here.
Well, very
The
cool. Well,
office.
I worked very hard at not working, which
Yeah,
was an incredible challenge. To be truthful, it was like I worked. We left on Friday morning, so I worked Thursday right into I think the last email I had sent out on Thursday, like everyone's tickets are booked and such for We're Listening, which is next weekend in Ottawa, where 20 and
yes.
young people from across Atlantic Canada are coming together. And and I had been clear in my emails, even though I know it's not the best, but because again, just timing to take a holiday a week before you're doing this isn't always the greatest, but it just is what it is sometimes. And so, nonetheless, we had I worked very hard up until Thursday. Um, Friday we headed out. Saturday, which we're going to come back to shortly, we spent the day at Universal Studios. Sunday, I worked. I really worked quite a bit actually on Sunday. In the end, we went out and did some shopping and stuff, but really, and went out for a fantastic dinner. And but truthfully, ended up like working and working, working, and then the next morning, so Monday morning, working, 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 and Corey says, "Hello, hello,
Hey,
Corey."
Tori.
Corey was feeding his child and his child's girlfriend raw chicken just a little while ago. So we'll see how that plays out for them all.
Nice chicken that you made.
No, 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 no. He was the chef at home there.
Oh,
How was your dinner, Corey? I'd be curious to know if you picked the pink piece. But nonetheless, the so worked hard on, and then so Monday, and then we headed off to a cruise. And once we headed off, then I just disconnected completely. And and that took effort, like, because I saw emails and I'm like, and then like, no, just hold off, Peter. Like, no, 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 no. And I had to say that like to myself probably about 6 times, like each day, every day. And like, no, 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 don't look at anything. Don't turn on your email. Don't. So I'm quite proud of myself.
maybe.
And yeah, like it's yeah, I am proud of myself. So I think Simon might be mad at me because I did see a bunch of messages.
A bunch of emails. Oh, messages from him.
I didn't read them until
Oh,
because even today I got back to work today and
mm,
did some stuff, but I didn't delve into the emails yet because I don't have. We're finishing these packages that will go out tomorrow, so I didn't want to stress myself out with any emails yet. So, but either way, it was a fantastic holiday. Um, we did go on a cruise for the second half of our trip, and I did learn that a 4-day cruise is too short for Peter.
yeah.
It might be great for other
What's
people.
how many cruises have you been on total? Like a lot? You enjoy cruises, right? I
I
know you.
really do enjoy cruises. I've probably been on, maybe this might be number 10, maybe. This might be cruise
Ooh,
10.
that's all.
1, 2, 3,
Do
4,
you
5,
normally go for like the same amount of time?
7 days normally, but this one was 4 days. It was because what we did is we split the trip up, right? We wanted to bring my nephew Daniel to uh, uh, Universal Studios,
Hmm.
to Hogwarts. So that was the intention. And Mance is there. Hey, Mance, nice to see Mance is there. And thank you, Mello. It does take effort, and it is good to know. Just so we're all aware, Corey's dinner was great. Just in case anyone was curious on the back end. Um, so but we'll get Teas's comment on that. Needless to say, it, it
Yeah.
was great. So the cruise was just a shorter cruise because it just was added to it was a part of the week, right? And so on Thursday, we spent Thursday at a place called Coco Cay, which is an island that is in the Bahamas, is owned by Royal Caribbean. And and this time in the past, I've stayed in like cabanas, like rented cabanas on these things, like JJ and I and and a couple of others. We've always gotten these cabanas either there at their other island, and it's been very nice. It's awesome. Like it's just nice and private and stuff. And but this time we stayed in what's called the Coco Beach Club, which was 1,000 times cooler and way better and way cheaper than the cabanas.
Wait, so
It,
you go there and stay overnight on the island?
no, no, like you come into
Just
port,
like
right?
for the day?
Have you been on a cruise before?
No.
Well,
I've
you
been
want
on
to
Tall Ship, been on that cruise.
know
We had to work though.
a little different.
Yeah.
So, can you keep a secret?
Yeah. I
So
don't know if they can, but
Oh, well, I'm not telling you. I'm just going to tell you. Okay, you ready?
oh, yeah.
All right. So, my secret is that my big plan is that if we can get at one of our signature projects this year, if we can sort that out sometime, we have several conversations happening. If we do one, we're gonna go as a team on a cruise.
Oh, team cruise, let's go. That's a
Yes,
great planning session.
it is
I
totally.
like
You're
that.
renting it.
I like that.
Yeah, yeah. You just rent it because we can have a conference room and we can plan stuff, and but we'll also really just go for the vacation with a little bit of work and
Note out of AFM books.
yeah, we did that in 2018. Our senior team, we went and it was fantastic. It was
That's
awesome. And
sick.
yeah, so I'm gonna try my hardest to be able to do something this fall. We have several big conversations happening, and depending where they land and if it's doable, we'll try to do that just as a thank you to everyone because it's hard work that we do. And it's deep work, right? It's spirit work, and it's important to take time and reflect on that and to celebrate the outcomes. And yeah, so it is. Yeah, there's
Yeah,
Paul.
man. Oh
Paul's
man,
there.
it's super hard work. I was gonna say, I remember Simon stressing out when being team lead for the cash project.
Which again was fantastic, right? Like he did such a
Yeah,
great.
he killed it. Yeah, like
Yeah,
everybody did really well. Yeah, it
yeah.
was really
So
hard work.
you know what I would love to do, and I'm being
Yeah.
honest now. I
Hmm.
would love to do an event on a ship.
What do you mean? Like a day event?
No,
Like rent
like
out a tall ship for the day?
no, like to
Like
do
another
like
Novama?
no, well, no, that I would love to do actually, but no, I mean to do. So we use the hotel in Ottawa for almost all of our events, right?
Yeah.
I would love to do an event on a ship, like
Oh, for like the weekend,
no,
like
like for a week long event,
a cruise.
but doing it on a cruise ship.
Yeah.
Like there is,
Oh, that's crazy.
yeah. So
That would
you've
be cool.
because
That's
you've got the
cool.
conference rooms and you've got that sort of stuff, right? And so it is. Paul's like tall ship. Well, the, so we do want to do the tall ships again, but I would rather not do an event on a tall ship. You guys can do that. I'll organize that. You guys can do it. I would like to organize and do an event on a ship, though. Like,
Mm.
I think there's some really cool opportunities and potential. So it won't be this year, but maybe in the next couple of years, find a way to bring a group of, because here's the thing, you know, young people deserve it. They not only deserve it, but they also need to see the world, right? And
See
and
the
do
world
it.
in big ways too.
Yeah, yeah. Like there's no reason that young people from Millbrook or Cache or Standoff or from Iqaluit or wherever, right, shouldn't and can't have those experiences, right?
Yeah, heck yeah. Like that's something that you normally like. I remember before them sitting home, I never would have thought I would have ever even been remotely close to doing something like that. Not because I like wouldn't want to do it or even think about it, but just like it's just such a foreign alien idea, right? Like the idea of someone actually doing that
Yeah,
and being a part of it. Yeah, it's crazy.
yeah. So it would take some good skill set around management and like around helping people, young people, make decisions, right? Paul says Icon of the Seas holds 10,000, and two of those people are going to be meeting my friend Paul in July. Because even though we just got off cruise, I'm going on Icon of the Seas in July, which is very exciting to me. I am super stoked.
That's
It's
sick.
it's currently the biggest ship in the world, even though every new ship that comes out has got that title, and then like 5 years later, someone else's. So, but
No
either way,
time to be alive. That's crazy. 10,000 people all on the water in that little spot at once.
yeah, but they're not little; they're huge, right?
Yeah,
It's bigger. They're taller than any building in Kingston.
that's crazy.
Yeah, totally.
Man, that's
So,
wild. I can't
but yeah,
imagine.
it was a great holiday, though. It was fantastic, and everyone had a great time. They had a great experience, and I just feel very lucky and grateful that I got to do that, and with these people with my family members, and just two people who, yeah, it was awesome. Like I was really, really thrilled, and it was exactly the break that I needed. It is. Oh, look at your mom. The Disney Treasure is being launched to see in December. Just saying. Well,
Next Disney trip.
so I think
I'm
Mello.
sure Piper would love to go on a cruise.
I think Mello has just opened the door and started the master debaters for the night. So,
Nice.
yes, so we are the master debaters tonight, young man,
Hmm.
because as people know,
I'm a
you
black belt.
you're black belt of Disney,
Yeah,
and
I'm a black belt master debater.
you are a
If
black
you
belt
guys, yeah,
debater.
if any fans of our show know that I'm the greatest debater of all time. I'm great at trivia.
So the debate for tonight is very, very simple. I think it is Universal
It's a fun little
Studios
one.
versus Disney, and which is the best theme park, amusement park. I don't even know what the language is. I don't even know what these things are really, but Paul says they have a ferry and Wolf Island that they're not using. We could do that.
There we go.
um,
Buy it, rent it out.
so who bought a ferry? Someone bought a ferry. Oh, Pete Davidson and uh, Cole, what's his name? The other comedian from Saturday Night Live. They bought the old Staten Island ferry,
That's cool.
and to turn it into something very cool or whatever. But I don't know what it is. But I think it was a bad investment that's not going well for them. But if I remember correctly,
That's funny.
um, but yeah. So Disney versus Universal. And then what is it called? Like, what do you call Disney? Is it a theme park? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I call it a theme park, amusement park. Like same, they're the same thing, right? Theme park. Yeah, I'd say theme park.
Theme park? Okay. So
Yeah.
you
Like
should know.
amusement park probably has like no theme. So I'm thinking of like an exhibition or something.
Yeah.
Right? Just yeah.
Yeah. So a theme
Busch
park.
Gardens. I've never been there, but
So as a master debater, and again, like I have I certainly have a black belt in master debating. And so I also did some research today because I've met you confident that you might not have.
no, not really. I watched a few videos on YouTube.
Oh, there you
That's my
go.
research. Yeah.
There you go. So the thinking is, and I think that the opportunity we have, each of us will have time to give our pitch for why let's start with just spirit and heart stuff. So why Universal matters, why Disney matters, right? To us personally. Like, so I've been to Universal now, both in California and in Florida. I'll say 6 times. I think I did that. Might have been my fifth or sixth trip. I can't quite remember, but at least my fifth trip. And how many times have you been to Disney?
Probably the same amount of times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I can't count. Probably more. Definitely. Probably more.
And so, why does Disney matter to you? So let's someone time him. If someone watching at home can time Brennan, because we don't want him to cheat. And if the clock can start at a minute, and give Brennan a minute, and just pipe up in the chat after a minute is back about why does Disney matter to you?
I just love this.
Oh, there you go.
I don't know. For me, like the biggest thing I did at the end of the day, just to like, I don't know, just my favorite thing to do was watch VHS tapes in my room, and it was my all like, to this day it's just my all-time favorite thing to do is just sit alone and watch movies, watch shows, usually stuff that I've seen before, and so in my bedroom, at my Gajus when I was growing up, I had this little shelf and I had all my VHS tapes lined up, and I'd sit and just watch them at night, and because I usually couldn't sleep, I usually had a tough time sleeping, so I just like watched them all night, and over a dozen. Yeah, no, you're probably right. It's definitely over a dozen. I've been there a lot of times, but the first time I went was when mom and dad took me and my older cousin Tawny when I was like 5 years old, 6 years old, and I was been in love with Disney and all those movies. So yeah, and that's a minute and 4 seconds.
So
I failed.
It's all about your childhood.
Yeah,
like watching those videos.
I was rehealing that inner child all the time.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is the. So that connection to the videos and your grandparents, right? And your parents, and then that first trip at 5 years old, you and your cousin with your folks, and away you go. Right? Sound right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well that's
Yes,
very
sir.
cool. Okay, so are you gonna time me there?
Yep.
Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so I'm just trying to look now in my mind. Okay, so give me a second here before we start. Okay, so I'm ready.
Okay.
So in my lifetime, I've always wanted to be able to share experiences with folks, and and going with, I went to Universal in 2017 with JJ for his birthday, and it was just so fantastic and such a great adventure. And I have since then, like, I loved the experience myself, and I love movies. I love like the behind the scene part of movies. I like learning things on movie. I like just the back story of movies a lot. Sometimes if I see a movie, I'll go and read more about it, like who wrote it and how it came from and all those things. And Universal gives you a behind the scenes experience. And JJ, being able to share that experience that first time with him, and then knowing that I wanted to share it with others, and including yourself, and since then I've been able to share it with a number of folks, and just seeing people's faces when they're there is so awesome. And either from the rides, but really from the space, right? And most recently, my nephew Daniel, seeing his face, like that is what does it for me, is seeing people's reaction and to their experience. Like, yeah. Paul reminds us 6 p.m. on Sunday on CBC. And yeah, like, so if thankfully it's not on anymore because we're not competing with Disney. Now we're only competing with, what show are we competing with? 60 Minutes or something?
I don't know. I have no idea. I haven't watched cable in years. You know what's on
Tracy,
there.
Tracy says she's so old that when I went to Disney so long ago, they were just building Universal.
Dang. That's
Yeah.
deadly.
And I don't know if that makes you old, because I think that just makes you like average age, I think. But that said, it is interesting because I will give props to Disney for the history of it, right? And particularly
Like the
Disney.
park or the company?
I think I'm thinking about the Disneyland versus Disney World, right? Disneyland, the history behind it, and Walt Disney's vision was just so spectacular. He died right before Disney World opened, right? So Walt Disney died. He was quite young when he died too.
He died before Disney World opened?
Yeah. So when
That's
Disney World
brutal.
opened, I don't think he was alive anymore. He had just died like shortly before that. I just watched a documentary about him, and again, I could be mistaken, so someone will have to correct me if I'm wrong. But the
Must have been just shortly after they opened. That's
yeah,
what you said. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
That's
And
brutal.
I see my pal Brent from Yellowknife is there. He's actually way up north. He works up in the mines. Hey, Brent.
Oh, deadly.
Um,
Must be
the
chilly up there. Oh.
I think he said it was -40 the other day. I think he said it was
Oh my God, that's horrible.
Yeah.
Bruh.
But so I give props to Disney for the history piece. And here it is. This is like a feeling you get. You enter a world that allows you to push work, email, stress, issues away, and off to a corner of your mind that you don't need to think about. Exactly. Now that said, though, Mello. So here's my thing: is I feel like that happens in a lot of spaces and places. So I think the question then around which place is best for it then comes the debate, and I think it's actually quite a real debate that occurs, and a race, particularly in Orlando, a race to see who can do what, when, how, right? So why don't we watch it? Why don't we see what they have to say about themselves? Does that sound good?
Sure, yeah.
So this is a video from Disney here. This is a
Disney World thrill feel like?
Please stand clear.
Oh, we got to figure out how to use this technology a little better. I apologize, everyone. So let's go over here. Oh, no, here. What am I trying to do? Let's go here. Full cinema layout. There we go. And okay. So this is from Disney. This is what Disney says what they feel like.
What's a Walt Disney World thrill feel like?
Please stand clear of the door.
Welcome, foolish
Por manténganse
This here's the wildest ride in the wilderness.
It's like
I was like,
and like
It was amazing. I felt like I was flying.
and also like
It was the most incredible day of my life just because I met Mickey.
it's shared by everyone.
The waterfall. It had to be the waterfall.
Yeah,
Right when you go down.
It was like a tidal wave that just landed on me, man.
you're scared, but you're also happy. It's an amazing feeling.
Ever wanted to be Han Solo? Now you can.
Three, two, one.
Prepare to be digitized into the world of Tron.
Hang on to them hats and glasses.
You're kind of just chilling, and then you go, go, go. Really awesome.
Then come feel it for yourself at Walt Disney World Resort, where Disney thrills us like.
So, I almost deleted
What's
myself.
on?
I almost deleted myself from the thing. So there is Disney, right? So does that look familiar?
Oh yeah, I can't wait to go. Be there next week.
And do you still get that same thrill?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like it's the nostalgia, right? Like nostalgia is so powerful. Like every time you go there, it's just like you just get overloaded with that nostalgia, just and you just feel great. And then not to mention like all the other stuff they do, right? Like the pumping, like the scents in the air and all the music and the visuals, and like, they're just masters of psychology, right? Marketing, all that stuff, branding. It's crazy.
Well, and I get that way. So the ET ride at
Oh, what a classic! But
like
I think that's my mom's favorite ride of all the parks.
at Universal Studios.
Of all the parks.
So
Pretty
the
sure.
ride at Universal Studios, you think is your mom's favorite ride?
I think so. I know it's her favorite ride at Universal Studios, but I'm pretty sure that was her favorite like ride.
Yeah, it is amazing. It is there, and so that nostalgia. I get what you mean, because for those who haven't seen it, you're flying literally on the bike.
Yeah, you're literally sitting on this janky little bicycle.
Yeah, and the moon is going right, and it's like just absolutely. So that nostalgia, I totally feel it. Right, I remember that actor. What's that actor's name? The guy who's in it. Like I just everything about it reminds me of probably my birthday when I was little, and we rented a VHS player because that's what you used to do. No one owned them. You rented the VHS player, and it came in a big briefcase, and we got to pick 2 VHS tapes, and it was ET for my birthday, I think, and I might be wrong. It might have been my brother's birthday, who knows? But either way, watching that and my mind blown, right? So yeah, and Mello's right. It is cheesy. It is so cheesy and old school.
It's so cool though. Like even the lineup is so cool. Like just waiting in line, you're like in the forest, and it like smells like the forest and stuff. See like little lights in the background.
Yeah. Yeah.
ET screaming.
Yeah. So Brent says hi, Brent. I hope you can.
Good.
Yeah. The Lana's here. Hello, Lana. And Linda says finding solace in nature works best for me. No people, no stress. And you know what? And this is certainly I agree with Linda, but there is something about these spaces and places. But here's the thing: is that I've been to Universal a number of times, right? But it's generally like every year. This is the quickest I've ever gone there. I've ever gone.
Yeah, because we were just there
in September.
Like, yeah.
So, and so I hadn't done it from September. So that was a quick turnaround. But you know what I quite enjoyed? I had just as much fun. I was with 3 people who had never been, right? And that experience was worth every bit of it. But the thing that I've figured out is now we went and we had a different experience, and I've only ever gone using a VIP tour. And
you guys got VIP this time, right?
Yeah. And I couldn't imagine enjoying it any other way, because it's not me being spoiled. It's that the best example was the night when we were at Universal, and then we met up with the rest of your family to go to the haunted houses.
Yeah.
And granted, the contrast was significant from having a personal tour guide who brought us
massive.
Not just the front of the line.
We didn't even see the line.
Yeah, there was no lines. Like we just walk under the ride, up the stairs.
Yeah.
You
open
like a
secret doorway.
Exactly.
Just like pushes the wall, it opens.
Because we waited for more than 2 hours for that first haunted house.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And then left immediately.
Immediately after. There is nothing I can't think. Like, what's the longest you've waited at Disney on a ride in your memory?
Oh man. How long was it? It was when the Harry Potter ride first came out. We were there. It was like me, my mom, dad, and my cousins Justice and Mike.
Yeah.
And was it mom and Mike went? We went on other rides, and they went to hold our spots in line. And so I think we came back like an hour, and they were like, we still ended up. It was like a 4-hour wait to get on the Harry Potter ride. It was crazy. I swear to God, it was like 4 hours.
Can't even imagine. And at Disney, what's the longest you waited at Disney?
Probably not too far off. Probably like 3 hours, 3.5 hours. I don't know.
Oh my goodness! I
4
can-
hours. That's what mom says. Yeah, 4 hour wait.
So
Yeah, I think the longest I've waited at Disney, yeah, probably like 3 hours.
Okay, so I did, as I said, I did a little research earlier, right?
Mhm.
So, because one of the things about Disney is that it seems very complicated to me, and I think I'm a relatively bright fella.
It never used to be that complicated. It is so complicated now. It's just insane.
So
They try to pinch you for every single penny.
A one park pass for one day at Disney is $190.64 US dollars.
No tax, right?
Like that's with tax, yeah.
Oh, okay.
At Universal, one day, one park is $169.34. So
How much was the Disney one? 180.
So Disney's 190, Universal
160.
170. So it's a $20 difference, okay? And this is one park one day. And I picked July 7th as the sample, right? Same for both parks. I then made a note, what the hell is a genie? So I looked at the Express Pass. So an Express Pass at Universal, and the reviews of Express Passes at Universal are pretty good. Like generally speaking,
great.
the wait is like 10 to 20 minutes or 25 minutes at the most.
They're great because all you have to do is you just buy it. You just go there, you can buy it with your ticket. Boom, you got it.
Unlimited pass on all the rides. And
minus the like the newest rides, which are usually like 2 rides per park usually.
Yeah, and so and right now there's none of them. It's every ride right now. So at Universal for that it's $414. But if you wanted the 2 parks at Universal, because this is a scam, they have 2 parks. They're actually the same park. They've just called them 2. It's $443 for the 2 parks. When I started looking at Disney, so you can get a Genie, which is an app, I think, right?
Yeah, the Genie app, Genie Plus. That's the new Fast Pass. That's what they call it.
Yeah, but then you have to buy something for lightning lanes.
Yeah, that's like the Fast Pass. So Genie, it's very confusing. Genie is like, the way I understand it, it's like, I don't even understand it. I'm not even gonna try to explain it.
Yeah,
I don't get it. I don't get it. Mom, if you can explain it in the comments, because you're Disney genius.
Well, and your mom does say that in the old days, like you never waited too long because you planned out her fast passes. But now
we'll keep continuing. I sort of cut you off, but the fast passes back in the day were so much better too, because like they were like time. So like you had to go in the park. They had these little machines, and it was like at this time you could go and get a fast pass for like 2 to 4 or 2 to 3, and then you go and it gives you a little ticket, like you get it, and then only spits out like so much tickets, right? And now it's like the way you do it is like you open the Genie app and you like 7 a.m. hits, and then everyone gets to buy the same things at the same time. So like you got like 2 phones open, you're trying to buy them, and then you get it at like 7:01, and you're like 1,000 person in line still, like. And then now they got virtual waiting queues. It's so confusing, and you have to pay like. You pay for like Genie Plus, and then you have to pay again for like. If
the lightning
you want to get Genie Plus for the 7 doors, and then if you want to get it for the Avatar ride, versus like Universal, you go and you just get the Express, and then you get all of them in one.
Yeah,
you don't got to try and get them and like go through all the hoops and stuff. It's crazy.
And this is Linda says, like, and again, I'm totally with Linda. It blows nearly half a day for one ride. I could not fathom that. And here's
that's why you go for a week. That's why you go to. That's why you go to a week.
And then Lana says, though, here's a fun sense. Lana says, I want to go there since little, but it'd be a waste of money because I can't do the rides. But
I'd like to know your opinion.
Well, I hate rides, as you know, like roller coasters and such.
You only did how many rides when we went? Universal.
Well,
like 2 or 1?
I did all the. So the beautiful thing.
Yeah, because you did Hagrid too. Yeah, that was sick.
So the beautiful thing about Universal is that a lot of their rides is are those simulated rides, right?
Mhm.
Which sometimes I still have to close my eyes, but they're
Like,
not.
we did like Transformers.
Yeah, Transformer.
Yeah.
Like, so I did a bunch of rides when we were there.
Yeah,
I just did a
Spider-Man.
roller
Yeah. Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
and I love them because they are so stunning. And like the Harry Potter one as an example, you think it feels like you are flying on a broomstick or whatever they fly on. What are they flying?
Broomsticks, I think.
Is it broomsticks?
They have
Sure.
flying cars too and animals.
Yeah, it is just absolutely brilliant, and because it's all the movie around you, it's immersive, right? It's not, and because Universal has so many of those immersive things, I'm able to go on them, and now I really like them because I know I'm not afraid of them. I still close my eyes sometimes because sometimes I'm like, like, but it is really good. It is absolutely great. Chris says Genie Plus is not available for the best rides. So, oh, did you go on the
No.
No. Oh my God. I'm not a crazy person.
Oh no. No, Peter struggled on the Hagrid bike ride.
I was
It was a struggle that we had to convince you to go on that one.
You did, and then I was in the fetal position in the little sidecar, closing my eyes and screaming. So that's going to be my next singles video. I'm going to use is me on that ride. But Mello, just so you know, so Sean and Daniel, they certainly went on that Velociroaster, whatever it is.
Velociroaster.
Yeah, Hagrid's was cool. Hagrid's was so fast. I was like, make it stop. But
it was way better than I thought it would be. That was my first time riding it. I thought it was just like a little kiddie coaster. I was like, oh my God, it's deadly.
That's what I thought as well, to be honest. I honestly thought it was a kiddie because I think I did that one accidentally when I was there alone one time.
That's hilarious.
And I don't even remember when I went there. Like, I don't remember how I ended up going there alone. I can't even remember. I just know I went alone there before. And I have no memory of how that played out. But either way, it did scare me. But the beautiful thing about Universal, and this is, I guess, my take versus Disney, is that with the VIP, which can be pricey, but it is reasonable. It is worth every
really good bang for your buck.
And and going back to Linda's comment, or even and Lana's comment, you can go on the rides that you like, and like the Minions and the Transformers and ET, and like I feel like I've never felt like I missed out on anything anytime on those VIP tours. And now the funny thing is that when looking at the cost of things, so for that same day, July 7th, a VIP tour at Universal Studios would be $600. So it's $600 for the VIP tour.
And it includes, you get the express passes after you're done. You get the discount on the food and merchandise for the rest of the day.
Yeah, breakfast and lunch.
Yeah, included. Great breakfast and lunch too. It's like good food.
Great, valet parking.
Yeah, free valet.
Totally excellent. Disney.
This is the VIP experience, right?
Yeah, the VIP experience at Disney. $900 per hour, minimum 7 hours on July 7th. $6,300 US. Now, the difference being
so gross.
You could have up to 10 people on your tour, right?
Mm.
So, in fairness to Disney, if you had a group of 10 going, it's a similar experience. Now, they don't say anything about meals provided, right? They do say that they pick you up at your Disney resort. So if you're not at a Disney resort, you're out of luck, I think. But
I'm gonna go there. Right?
But it is. But that's only if you had 10 people going. And just for the record, a private VIP tour with up to 10 people at Universal is $4,800 US.
That's crazy. That's such a big difference.
That is a big difference. It's like it is. It's and so there is,
and that's 7 hours minimum.
7 hours minimum, right?
So and then you have to pay for more.
And then this is and then you also then have to also pay for your tickets and potentially
all on top of that. That's crazy.
So there is something that I like about Universal is that and I won't pretend that it's not a privilege to go there because it is, because it's still pricey. But that said, it's substantially less gougy feeling than Disney.
Way less.
That's my sort of takeaway from that. Now, that said, I may choose to go to Disney the next time because I would like to see that Star Wars thing.
Oh, nice. It's awesome.
But the reason I like Universal, I guess one of the reasons is that like the movies. Oh, here, we'll play a Universal clip. They also have their own clip. So here we go. Let's see it here. We're gonna
go. If you like Hogwarts and like the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, you will love Galaxy's Edge. It's literally the Star Wars version of that, right?
Sorry. Oh. All right, here we go. They start automatically. I wish they didn't do that. Okay, here we go.
Fairy tale vacation. This isn't a fairy tale vacation. This isn't make-believe. It's heart-racing, adrenaline-pumping madness. And the exact opposite. It's everywhere you've ever wanted to go. Everything you've ever wanted to try. And everyone you've ever wanted to meet. It's real bravery, real adventure, real excitement for all. Universal Orlando Resort. It's more than magic. It's real.
I thought that was a really clever takeaway. It's more than magic.
It's real.
It's real. Like, I thought that was clever. But yeah, so either way, it is. I'm certainly, I think, a Universal sort of solid. I do think that all of these spaces and places are about that childhood stuff, right? Like, it is that kind of fun and excitement, and I get that feeling every time I'm walking into it, right? Like, I get excited about being there. Universal Hollywood and Disneyland. Have you been to Disneyland?
No.
I've
been to Disneyland Paris. Me and Billy went after college trips. Yeah.
And what was that like?
It was fun. It was cool. It was really cool. Yeah. It was really cool. They were like all I don't remember any bigger rides. It was a lot smaller. Castle was different and stuff, but it was really cool. It was fun. It wasn't as expensive either.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, the food was a lot cheaper than what I was paying in like the States, which is crazy because like you're paying euros and stuff, right?
And it's France.
Yeah. Yeah. Everything was in French, but they also had a lot of English translation and stuff. And it was cool because all the rides were talking to you in French. It was so funny to me. I thought it was hilarious.
Well, that is very cool. I did read recently that in England, they are Universal just bought. So it was this investigative. This person who's, I think it's a hobby, but it was an investigative kind of thing. And so Universal bought a company in the UK that owned a bunch of land, 500, 700 acres. And that's where the new Universal London is going to be, about 75 kilometers outside of London.
Is it supposed to be focused on family, like a family park?
I don't know, but they've got
the adult version.
They've got that one in Vegas, I think. Or no, they've got Universal, another park in Vegas, and they have another park somewhere that is a family in Texas.
Right, that's the one I was thinking of. Yeah,
a family, like a kids-focused park in. So it is. Okay, so we've got a team Disney. So if you're following along, where would you rather go? Would you rather go to Disney or Universal? So and Linda, we convinced Linda to get out of nature and head to Jurassic Park. I see. So
Jurassic Park is so cool. That's one thing too. Is like you walk in, you like leave in Harry Potter World, and it's like the big gates, the Jurassic Park door.
We have two. Oh, Brady is Team Universal. Very good. I knew I liked Brady.
What? That's crazy.
Brady was my favorite. So we've got we've got here we are. So we've got Lana's Universal, Brady's Universal. We have two Team Disneys. Okay, let's see here. I want to share with you. This is why I think Universal should win. This is it here. Are you ready? So Kate, blame Mello and Beta. All right, here we go. This is if there is a hocus pocus thing at any of the parks, choose that one. All right, here it is.
Who owns Hocus Pocus? Is it? I don't know.
All right, here we go.
Disney. They have them at Halloween time. You can see all the sisters and stuff. We saw them there. It was really cool.
Oh, Corey, what a traitor! Oh my goodness. Okay, let's roll the tape.
Country music. That's so cool. I've never done that, the wand thing before. That looks super fun.
I think
there's so much stuff that you can do in the park, like interact with.
That might be because you're an adult, but I'm just saying.
I see tons of adults doing it, running around up there.
I know. I judge every single one of them like very deeply in the deepest part of my spirit. I'm like, oh. So we've got Team Universal from Brent. There you go. And Linda. Okay.
Disney go to Disney for the Hocus Pocus thing in haunted houses. But they have the haunted houses at Universal, the big scary ones, the Halloween Horror Nights.
Which I would not recommend. Like, I would not recommend that event, like, to anybody. At least on the first night.
I would love to try it with the VIP tour.
Totally. I would do that.
RIP tour. That's what it was called, right?
RIP tour, yeah.
That would be really cool. Because like every single line, I think the smallest line we saw was like 45 minutes. Like half an hour.
Like, I will never understand, and cannot. Okay, Brent's got the thing. I go team both. I do know we were talking this morning. JJ and Shawnee and I were talking about going and bring the kids, right? And we're gonna wait for Everett to be like about 6-ish.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
be a waste going now.
Well, and I also think he's at a bad age to go now. Like, he would have been a good age at, like, when we went on vacation in 2022. It was kind of strategic because he was still a baby, but not a baby.
Yeah.
But he wasn't like mobile and super high needs.
Yeah.
So he could walk, but barely. So he was the perfect age. He had fun experiences. And he had like wonder in his face and his eyes all the time, but he was still manageable, right? And now at 3.5, he's like way more mobile. He's got more of because he's that age where it's like he wants what he wants when he wants it. And it would be a hard age to travel, I think, like 3.5, 4. So when he's about 6, I think will be a good time to go. And then Aaliyah will be 12, so that'll work out well too. So
that'll be perfect for her.
Yeah. And there we go. Team Both is building.
Nice. Team Both.
All in all, there is a picture here, and there's a picture in the hold on. I want to see if I can turn the volume off on this. I do. So here we go. This is this right here. There is this is what I love right here. That's these smiles right here, right? Like, so this is my dear friend of man, and that's her nephew. That's her grandson, my nephew. That is Daniel. And like those faces, right? And I'd asked them both earlier today if I could share this picture of them, and like this is what, and I imagine, I don't doubt this happens at Disney as well, right? There's another video of Disney I've got. It's set up to play, but we won't play it. But it is it's all about the love that happens at Disney and the magic of these moments. But these faces here, like that is what is magic about all these places. And when push comes to shove, I'm just super grateful that I've had the opportunity to visit these places. And yeah, so maybe team both, I guess, can win. We're really bad debaters, by the way, just to be clear.
Yeah. I think, but I think in the future, like next few years, though, I think it's going to be pretty close to Universal, Team Universal, because
the epic
Disney doesn't have too much in their pipeline. Like they got some new, like they got the refurbished rides that they're doing, and they got like the Tiana's Bayou, their new rides and stuff. But Universal has like a whole new park building, basically, literally, like. And then, like, they're already building the Mario Land there and stuff, and the Epic Universe Land. And then they haven't confirmed the Zelda Hyrule Land yet, but they still haven't the Zelda one.
Oh yeah.
But they still haven't also confirmed what they're doing with the old like Atlantis Poseidon area too at the same time. So I think it's like definitely gonna happen. But like. Yeah, it's just crazy. They got so much coming, and Disney's like just riding on its old, same old stuff, which is great. But like, Epic Universe is gonna be crazy.
Well, and I think so too. And it's a I'm trying to open a picture here.
But it's interesting too, though, like the innovation with ride technology you see at Disney, like the way they're making their animatronics. Like if you see a video for the Tiana that's supposed to be at the end of Tiana's Bayou for Disney's new ride that they're replacing Splash Mountain with, it's insane. It looks so crazy. Like just their technology is just so ahead of everyone else.
Well, I'm gonna try to share my screen. Let's see if this will. All right, preview maybe. Allow. You're sharing it.
Universal got all the Universal or the roller coasters.
What are people seeing at home right now?
I'm just seeing us still on the stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever we're seeing here.
It is. I can't tell. I genuinely cannot tell how to it's present, share screen.
Is it on is it like an actual video that you downloaded?
No, it's just a picture. It's just a picture I wanted to share. Like that is that. So again, I apologize, folks. It is maybe after the event next week, I'll take some time and try to figure out how to use this, but it is, I don't know what I'm doing.
But yeah, I think Universal will be the winner in the next few years for sure, because they're putting they're like investors and stuff and boards and are super adamant about investing in their parks, whereas Disney is the opposite. Their boards and stuff are saying, "Oh, they're a money hole. Stop investing in them." And they view their parks very differently right now. It's very interesting because like. Seems like they make so much money from Disney. Like they penny pinch you so much, and like so many people, like I wonder where Disney would be without the theme parks.
Oh, that's oh, I don't think it would be.
It's like that. Did that like really blow them up? Was like the theme park?
Yeah, certainly. Like they were a TV production company, right? And movie production company. And there is a great on Disney Plus. There's a great documentary about like from the 100 years from last year, right, of Disney. And is it 100 years, 50 years, 100 years?
Yeah, there's 50 years for the park, 100 years for Disney.
Yeah. So so it is. Yeah. it is. So there's a great documentary about it, about that experience, and it was really cool to see. Like, I really was quite impressed. This new epic universe, though, that Universal is building is going to be amazing, and there's a whole new Wizarding World, right? The Ministry of Magic.
Oh yeah, they're adding that too. That's going to be insane. Oh my goodness.
And then How to Train Your Dragon, a section.
Kung
Celestial
Fu Panda.
Celestial Park, which I don't even know what that means. Super Nintendo World will open, right? Because right now it's open only in Universal
Japan.
Hollywood, Japan and Hollywood. And then there's something called the Dark Universe. If I knew
that's all the Dark Universe. That's all the horror movies and stuff, like the
really
horror universe. Yeah, like the Mummy, Dracula, all that stuff. So I wonder if they're gonna make it like a full time, like what they do with the Halloween Horror Nights. It's gonna be a park of like full time horrors. That would actually be super cool.
Yeah. Oh, Brent says he went to both when he was 6 experiences he had. Yeah. And
something about the Zelda. Yeah, so they're making. There's rumors that with the Nintendo World, they're also adding a large chunk. They're taking a large chunk of the park and building basically like a Hyrule, basically like a Zelda land, like a ride and stuff. But that's not confirmed yet.
You know, we're just talking about doing an event, right, at Disney, right? Or we're doing an event on a cruise ship. As I think about it, right, I think about the where am I here? You know, and they do this with, like, there is Make-A-Wish, right? They bring a lot of kids down to these spaces and places and such. And I'll put it out in the universe, because I think that young people who historically would not have experiences like this, I think that these are important things for them to do. And I'm just reading Brent's comment, right? And about that when he was 16, the best experience he had had. I'm sure it wasn't as good, Brent, as any of the time we spent together in the Northwest Territories, but I appreciate the intent of the comment. But I think about kids like that from Yellowknife or from remote communities or even urban spaces, right? Who, again, historically never would have these opportunities. And I would love to be able to create a space to bring groups down to have these experiences, right? Because the thing is that, like, and whether it's a road trip or whether it is a trip down south or whether it's to an amusement park, like, these are things that I think can help create paths for folks, right? Like, it can open the doors of imagination, of creativity, of understanding that they matter in the world, right? Like, and it might seem silly, but being able to get out of A and get into B and bring kids down who wouldn't have this experience otherwise. And you could do cool stuff, right? Like, so say you went to a Disney park for 7 days, say, right? And days 2, 4, and 6, you spend with your group, right? And imagine if you had a group of kids, like, say, a group of Indigenous kids from one section of the country, and so First Nation kids from here, and a couple Inuit kids, and
Seminoles down there, man.
And then, well, the Seminoles could pay for it all.
Yeah, very well. Yeah, please.
Like
the Hard Rock.
Yeah, like, exactly. Like, it is. And for those who don't know who we're talking about, the Seminole tribe in Florida, they
having a powwow this weekend.
Seminole tribe?
Big Maliomi down there.
Really?
I think so.
Like, really? Goodness. Well, the Seminole tribe is in Florida, and it is, and well, they've got them as well. There's Seminole, there's Oklahoma, as well, in Oklahoma as well.
Vegas, Nevada.
Well, that's not their home territory. They are in Vegas, but not there. But they really did have serious threats to themselves and their benefits, right, over the years. And they had learned from this around from out west around, I think it was the Hollywood Reservation, that they had learned about some sort of opportunities. So they started doing bingo in the 70s, right? And then they created the first big gambling sort of site in the early 80s. And them doing it opened the doors across America. And
Really? So they were like the first ones to really. Wow, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Like they had gotten the idea from this other reserve, but they really built on it. And then
Is that why people say the Seminoles are from like in Vegas and stuff, like in Nevada?
Well, because what they did in 2007 is they bought the Hard Rock franchise, right? For just under $1 billion at the time. And it had 124 restaurants, hotels, casinos, live concert venues, and then they got into like online wagering, and it is they're taking in literally billions of dollars a year. That's and they employ a ton. And I don't remember necessarily what the number is, but let me just see if I can find it. It is because they're really small, and so they get each man, woman, and child of the tribe receives bi-weekly dividend payments totaling $128,000 a year.
What?
Yeah, totally.
That's insane.
Yeah, they're worth just over $12 billion. So,
I gotta find me a Seminole wife. That's insane. Oh my goodness. That's some marry into old money. New old money.
New old money. Yeah, so it is. They are very, very, very well off. Linda says, can you imagine the culture shock? Oh, there we go. So, can you imagine the culture shock alone? I think it'd be an opportunity for kids that would know the thrill. Totally. And that's, in fact, what Brent did this school trip, 20 of us from Yellowknife. First time leaving the country. So, yeah. So, I think there is just something, Linda, shut the front door. Yeah, totally. 128,000 every other week. And
it must feel super good to like be a leader in that nation, though. To be able to like see that and be a part of that, and like,
I would
giving people money.
Incredibly stressful, like
insanely stressful.
Yeah,
insanely. That is so much responsibility.
And they all one of their parts of their $12 billion is all of the artifacts and all of the hard rocks, right? They own all of that now, right?
Oh man, I never even thought of that. That's crazy.
Yeah,
and so that probably like the value for all that stuff probably goes up like every year. Like they probably have to reassess it all the time, I would imagine.
Maybe and so in Saskatchewan, I think if I'm not mistaken, every casino in Saskatchewan is run by a First Nations group, like a
what?
Yeah,
cool.
like it's
they don't got no casinos here, man. They're all provincial. Or we just got the one in Halifax. Oh no, we got Sydney too. Sydney got one.
The Saskatchewan Indian Gaming Authority, and they've got 6 casinos. So, and so they.
Who owns Enoch? Enoch
is Alberta, and they've got the casino there in Enoch. That used to be my favorite hotel. That's where I used to stay forever in Edmonton all the time. I used to be in Edmonton regularly.
I love staying there.
And it is a great hotel and a fun casino too. But it's but then it was no longer Marriott, so then I stopped going. That's actually a cool story too, because that Enoch and Marriott partnered to open it, right?
And then
with the full plan to divest themselves, Marriott, right? And it was over a period of dozens of years. And that's Enoch was able to divest and independently take it over, I think within like 12 years or 10 years or something.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I think other provinces can follow suit. Like Ontario has Rama, like Casino Rama and Rama First Nation. And profits from that go to every nation in the province, like in the region. And and Nova Scotia. Like, I think there's a path there, right? I think there's a path forward. And not that you want all your resources and revenue to come from other people's pain and addiction, but we're already selling cigarettes and now we're selling a lot of dope. So why not gamble as well? I figure. Like,
we should make so much money. And like Millbrook has been like all our money comes from gambling and tobacco and weed now. Like, yeah, like it's always like all like our grant money, right? Like the money we get twice a year, that comes from the gaming things. Because it used to be in Millbrook, you could own your own double up machines. And then when I was like in elementary, I think I don't know if they bought them from them, but I mean, it was obviously like they didn't have a choice.
Individuals owned their own slot machines?
Yep.
And let people play them?
Yeah.
Like
people made good money, man.
Like just on their porch?
No, like they would like have like a little tiny building, like a little convenience store type deal. Just a bunch of slot machines in there, right? Little double up place. Like some places were like the size of my office, man. Just a bunch of machines, yeah.
Wow.
Deadly. But and then Millbrook ended up taking them over, and now they have them all in one building there, and they're all owned by Millbrook, and that's where a lot of our like social programming money comes from. That and the tobacco. Pretty much like all of it, I would say. Honestly.
Just on their porch. Linda, no, the reason I asked that is that in my travels, I've been where folks will have pot machines on their front porch, right?
What are they?
Pot machines. Like pot machines on their
vending
porch.
Machines?
Vending machines, yeah.
What? That's so cool.
People come up.
I imagine people probably did it, but yeah.
I'm just picturing a little casino at someone's porch.
That's funny. Pretty much what it was, just little buildings here and there.
But wherever it comes from, the Seminole tribe, maybe they could pay for 20 kids from across the country to go. But at the end of the day, I do think it's down to the
university. Was it 1 month? You said 1 month? Do they get that twice a year?
No, they get it every other week. 120.
Yeah, there we go. Let's ask 10 people to donate 10% of their weekly.
Well, no, we only
welfare check.
One person to be like, here you go. There's my bi-weekly payment.
Yeah.
There you go.
2 weeks, please.
It's the key would be to incorporate it with programming, right? Like that I actually envisioning in my mind, I would really like to be able to bring together more. I'd like to bring together Black youth, other youth of color like newcomers, and Indigenous young people to have some really cool dialogues. That would
those are conversations that are like not really being had either, especially like historically growing up, right?
Yeah, and I think when they are, sometimes they get too academic, right? Mm-hmm. You bring folks who already have knowledge, and who've got opinions or takes or language that doesn't always relate to young people themselves.
And just like with
to that concepts, right?
Yeah, and just like with like Native culture, there's so much misinformation and miseducation and non-education, right? Like there's so much we don't learn or like teach ourselves about Afro culture, newcomers and stuff. So like it makes so much sense.
And I think that's why I like the idea of these kind of things where you go and you have these shared experiences, right? So you spend a day. So say you're doing it at Disney. I'm going to use that as an example. Even though we know we'll be at Universal. We know that anyways. And so we bring them to Universal for 1 day, right? And maybe if you've got 20 young people, maybe they're in groups of 7, right? Maybe you bring 21. So you get groups of 7, and group 1 is going to Universal 1 day. Group 2 is going to Disney 1 day. Group 3 is whatever, right? Et cetera, et cetera. And then the next day they spend the day together and they're discussing and it's kids being
mix the groups up every day. So they're never with the same people. That'd be cool.
Yeah, exactly. It just
and then they're like, oh, this and you're gonna love this and that was so fun. Yeah.
And cool. you blend it with those spaces to sit and circle together and to share together and to learn together and heal together, right? Like. And to be able to say you are worthy of experiences like this.
Yeah.
Like you deserve. I said that to my nephew several times this week, right? Like you belong here, kiddo. Like you belong, because it's cruising like anything
super important though. Like it's not something you ever think about, especially as a kid, but like it's so easy to think that you don't deserve something and then just deny yourself it, right? Like, and I feel like our people like are notorious for that. And, so like
completely. And it's why folks don't leave, right? And not that I'm an advocate for leaving your community permanently, but it's why I think we see so many challenges in post-secondary, like because those experiences haven't been had, right? Like I think this kind of stuff can cement 5 years, 10 years, 12 years down the road, and so either way, it is. I do believe that Team Both was the winner. Neither of us are debating. I also be it resolved that if anyone was a debater in high school, that will make relevant sense to you. But be it resolved that we are the worst master debaters of all time, which is funny because I think we master debate all the time, and
I'm a horrible debater.
And we are not very good at debating because we weren't very forceful on our viewpoints.
Yeah, I would be the worst debater. I'd be like, oh yeah, that's a good point, man. Wow. Cool.
Yeah,
I've changed my mind. That way.
Yeah,
you're right. You're good. You're good.
Yeah, I'm never going to Disney again.
Yeah.
Goodness, I
never doing VIP there anyway. No,
pardon me?
Even if I had the money, I don't think I would ever.
Well, you got to get 10 people. That's the trick, I think. You got to get 10 people, and then it's affordable. But it is, and affordable is a loose term, but it is more affordable. But at the end of the day, the reality is that I am very grateful that I have the opportunities that I have, and I think of that lots on my travels, right? And and again, if I could share my screen, I'd show you a picture of me cuddled in my bed as I was flying down to Florida, like on the plane, the little bed.
Oh, in the first class seat.
Yeah, and so like I think about it all the time, like just the opportunities and stuff, and
that must be a trip, man. Like are you ever like just like there in first class, laying there on that bed, and you're like, man, like. Literally, like there was a time where I was like sleeping on the streets like this in the same position physically, but now I'm on a plane in first class.
It's never lost on me, man. Like it is never lost on me those moments that my life.
It must be cool to experience that.
I was not supposed to be there, right? In theory, there were so many things that were set out either by like legislation. From literally the day I was born, to policies, to life that said I should never be there. And I am there, and I do belong there as much as anyone else belongs there. Not more, just as much as anyone else. I have but it is never lost on me. It is never lost on me. Like the fact that I'm turning 50 this year is literally mind-blowing. It is absolutely, like my head is exploding when I think about it, because I never thought I'd be 20 years old. I never thought I'd be 30 years old. And from 30 to 34, I would never have guessed I'd ever turn 40, right? Like my life was I was so unhealthy and so unwell, and I spent such a long part of my life convinced that I wouldn't be here. And so yeah, it is never lost on me. And so that actually always makes it extra special. Sometimes if I'm sitting next to someone, I really like, and we're not in the lie down beds, right? And I think to myself, I'm sitting next to someone and they're there and I'm there, and I have no idea who this is next to me, but I just think to myself, if you only knew.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So Brent says he knew. I've known him since he was 15. Yeah, that is right. Yeah, and he's 27 now. And we've worked on some cool projects together, Brett and I, in Delo and around Northwest Territories, and yeah, and we've traveled together. He's traveled, and so yeah, yeah, you're meant to be here. She said, Linda says, and show up for yourselves and others every single day. And I try my best. It doesn't mean that I'm perfect by any means, and I've got a lot of work still to do because we all do because we're humans and we're flawed. And at the end of the day, that is the reality: is that we're flawed, and it is what it is, right?
Mhm.
We try our best to not make the same mistakes over and over again, and you just hope that at some point we get to a place where we stop those mistakes. And it doesn't mean that, again, I have so much work to do because I'm human. And that's one of the beauties of being a human. We get that opportunity to, we get the opportunity for do-overs, right?
Mhm.
And I didn't know redemption was possible at one point in my life, but it is, and it's and I'm grateful for it because it gives you another kick of the can, and that's really what every morning we wake up, another kick of the can.
Mhm.
And days like today, I feel really good about myself and what I did and the decisions I made. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to be like, oh, I should have worked more on this.
Mhm.
We're listening. Like I should have worked. I should have. And then I'll stop myself at some point and I'll say, no, it's not that I should have. It's that I could have. And I think Linda just called me old and in the chat. That's nice.
Peter, show us how to be older years.
Didn't you call me and your mom old last week?
No, I just said in your older years.
Yes.
In your second quarter century years.
Second half.
Yeah, second quarter.
Second quarter. So does that mean I'm going to live to 200?
No, you'll live to be 100. You're in your second quarter right now. About to hit 50. I'll put you at half.
Oh wait, so I'm currently in my second quarter, and then when I'm 50, I won't be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I get it. Either way, I think you're calling us old. I think it's just coded. Linda just did this. Yeah. And Lana, we're so grateful to have you as well in our life, and we send a lot of love to Lana and Matt. They had to say "Bama P, see you soon" to their poocheroo this week, and as we all know, that those are such challenging times for anyone when that time comes, and it certainly got me thinking about Chico Bandito this week and how grateful I was for the people he brought into my life. We would not have Kimmy D in our circle if it wasn't for Chico.
Wild. That's crazy.
And Kimmy D would not be part of our circle naturally in this way if Chico wasn't around. And that age is only a number. It's how your heart feels that matters. And then this one, I'm 40 with 16 years experience. Oh goodness. So you head out when you head out on
Thursday morning, I think we fly out. Thursday morning. I think we gotta be there at like 7.
And then
we're back on the 2nd.
Your first race is when?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Couldn't tell you. I'm not even trying to focus on it.
Well,
it's gonna be a super cool, really awesome light jog through the parks. And it's gonna be super cool to experience the parks that way. That's how I'm looking at it.
There you go. And it'll be a surprise.
I'm just trying my best not to get shin splints, honestly.
Oh my god, yeah. I think my glasses are bent or something because it's hurting my face. I don't think you're supposed to hurt your face.
Maybe you need a new prescription.
I do. Well, I think I just bent these somehow earlier today.
Oh, like that. Yeah, it's definitely bent. You could see it.
Oh, really?
One's like this, yeah.
I'm like a 6-year-old with glasses. Half the time it looks like I had fried chicken for lunch.
What does that mean? You're covered in grease? Like,
oh yeah, totally. Like they're always like
always greasy.
So Linda wants to know how the snow is in your parts.
We just got like 2 storms pretty much like a few days apart. It's not too bad though. I think we're getting another storm this weekend though. But yeah, it comes and goes. It was not too bad. I had some fun drifting the other night.
Oh yeah?
Hit. Yeah.
I've been watching the weather, and Friday, thankfully, has no snow in the forecast, 3 degrees. And it is, I am very excited by that because
when
we're going to
when do you have everyone flying in?
Friday. So,
so
right now we've got 3 degrees. So, yeah. And Brent tells us, that's fun. Where
negative 60.
Negative 60 degrees today.
That's horrible.
That's well past. That's like in the far Arctic, like beyond anything in one of the mines up there.
How long does it take, like, for something to freeze in minus 60? Like, how long are you out there and you got like icicles on your face and stuff? At the diamond mine. Ooh, steal me some.
Hey,
I'll pay you good money.
What is it here? Freeze that. How long to freeze at negative 60?
That's what I'm gonna buy. When I get on council my first year, that's what I'm gonna buy with my bonus. Council bonus, a diamond necklace.
Yeah. Oh, here's a fun one. So your freezer should be at negative 18.
That's crazy.
So your freezer should be at negative 18. So
wow.
Yeah.
So that must be crazy. Working underground, like doing labor underground, it's +5, and you go up and it's minus 60 outside. Oh, that's wild.
Or you just don't go outside, right?
Yeah. You just hermit.
Yeah.
I mean, it would like hurt to touch the doorknob outside. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, he's a heavy equipment operator. So
good work.
It's awesome. It is awesome. And we got to chat this week, which was a delightful treat to chat with Brent. I have a beautiful vest that Brent gifted me many years ago, and it's a very funny story. So Brent gifted me this beautiful vest. It's just well, hold on one second. Can you hold on a second?
Yeah.
Let's just share this, Brent, while you're here. This is a great story I'm trying to remember who the elder was who. All right, we're gonna put you on spotlight here. We're gonna give you the stage. So feel free to chat there, pal. I'll be right back.
Oh, I was gonna ask if you could. Never mind. I was gonna ask if I could use the washroom. I've been holding the washroom really long. I really need to use the washroom for a while. Yeah. That's insane, Brent. So, like, what do you like shower and then you have to wait for a bit to go outside? How does that work? That's crazy, man. Minus 60. How long can you go outside in minus 60? Can you even go outside? Like, what do cigarette smokers do? How do they, like, does their cigarette just freeze? They're trying to, how does that work? Like, it's wild. Man. Oh yeah, but you're working underground too. So I was gonna ask how the heavy equipment operates up there in the cold, but working underground. What is it like working underground? That sounds scary. Be freeze outside. Oh, that's wild. Yeah, gonna be in Florida this time next week. There's supposed to be. I'm actually gonna try and catch Orlando Magic game. Any basketball fans? I don't know nothing about basketball. I'm not a basketball fan, but it'll be cool. I've never been to an NBA game, so be lit. Hopefully. I think they plan on the 26th, 28th, so I don't know if I'm going to make it, but it would be sick.
Okay.
Those are your cigarette freeze. I don't smoke cigarettes, but I just imagine like that would be crazy. Minus 60.
So here, Brent, if you remember,
Oh, that's nice.
Brent gifted me this
That is
beautiful
super nice
DNA vest and this beautiful work on the back. And so the day we were presenting to, so there it is there, this beautiful vest. And your grandmother made this. Is that right, Brent? Am I remembering this correctly?
Are those like embroidered flowers?
Yep, they're embroidered flowers. Yep, just gorgeous and stunning. And so he gifted it to me. We were presenting a research project we had done, and about youth violence, if I remember correctly, in Yellowknife. Was it? I think it was violence, and so Brent gifted this to me, and so I put it on the day we were presenting, and the mayor was there, and the MP and the MLA and chiefs were there, and this elder. He looks at me. What did he say? I don't even remember what he said. He said, needless to say, he said something about my weight because it didn't quite fit that day either. And I said, sorry. But he said it in a way that I thought it was really meaningful. And he said, no, you eat too much.
Holy.
I'm like, well, I certainly treasure this. I don't wear it obviously because again, I am. It was Brent again was 15, so he was much smaller than I was. But it is certainly one of my treasures that I whenever I see it, it just makes me smile and think of that day in Yellowknife and the work that Brent and his brother Dylan, right, also worked on it as well, his younger brother. Brent is such a good role model for young people in the North, and yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. So, my friends, it is 8:33 p.m. and tomorrow, although a holiday here and a holiday there in Nova Scotia, right? Tomorrow,
yeah, Heritage Day.
Yeah, here it's called Family Day, and but I will be reaching out to all of our friends who are coming on Friday with all their travel information. And I am super excited that we're going to see them on Friday. Our team will arrive between Thursday and Friday. Natasha's flying in from Saskatchewan on Friday. So, but it is going to be a wonderful experience. You are going to be so sadly missed, but I did get you a present.
Miss it.
Would you like to see your present?
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Do you want to see it?
Yes.
Okay. So, because it might take me 6 months to send it. I did find your Christmas present, by the way.
Oh, really? That's hilarious. Oh, La Lana. That means a lot. Appreciate that. Peter will love that when he comes back to read it.
Oh, would you like to open your Christmas present as well? We could open it here on screen.
Sure.
Yeah?
Let's do it.
Okay.
And I left you such a great comment there.
All the love and all the hugs. Okay. So this was supposed to be sent to you, but there's another part of the gift, and I cannot find it for the life of me. But I did find this piece after you left.
Oh, it's a Hallmark ornament. Oh, that's sick. Grogu ornament. Little Funko Pop one even. That's sick.
So that is for you. It'll be waiting.
That's cool.
But
Thank
then
you.
I found the best present for you this week while we were in the Bahamas. And I will try my best.
Bahamas.
I'll try to get it out. Text Simon and have him be bossy. Here we go.
Oh, that's sick. What?
Right.
Bahamas lacrosse. That's dope. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I couldn't not
that was
get
super cool.
Yeah. I don't know a lot about their lacrosse team, but yeah.
Me neither. That's super cool.
Yeah. So
Thank you,
with
man.
that, my friends, we won't see Brennan next Sunday. We are going to have a. We're going to try our best on Sunday night. We're going to be also in the midst of our event, so we may not go live next Sunday. Stay tuned here and on Facebook. Someone just sent me a text and said they won $50 at bingo.
Let's go.
You
Good night.
you
Wonder how much they spent on card.
$50
Did they
at
break
bingo.
even?
First time.
First time even. Beginner's luck. Oh, they probably had some regulars mad at them.
Yeah, totally. So stay tuned next Sunday. If we can, we may have some of our friends from Atlanta, Canada join us and on the show just to chat about their experience, but it'll really depend on where we're at work-wise, because Sunday night is sort of that night we get everything finalized and busy. So if we can go live at 7 p.m., you'll see the announcement earlier in the day. And if not, we'll be back in 2 weeks. Brennan will be back, and he will regale the stories of his marathon running. Mello, a big birthday shout out to you as you celebrate your birthday down south.
I'm excited to see my mom and dad's times for the run.
Yeah, it's amazing. And all of your training, and whether it takes you 7 days or 7 hours or 7 minutes, I don't know how long it takes to run a marathon. But either way, I'm just so thrilled that you're doing that. It's inspired me to think of cool things I can do for my birthday. And there is a transatlantic cruise taking place on my birthday. So maybe that might be a fun thing. And or I've got these vouchers for Air Canada I like to use my Aeroplan miles at half off. So I've been trying to find the best. So maybe Australia, maybe New Zealand, something cool. And with that, my friends, it is time to say goodnight. Brennan, you guys all have a great trip. We'll talk, I'm sure, on Tuesday anyways.
Yeah.
And, but I can't wait to see your colleagues from the foundation and all of these amazing young people from Atlantic Canada who are going to join us this week. And until then, we will just remind you how much you matter in this world. And we are blessed to be able to have this space together on Sunday nights, and as on the Lord's Day, as Brennan opened with, as we watched half the viewers hang up. They
hung up on the Lord, man. That's not cool.
A shout out to Brent for joining us from the Northwest Territories, first time caller, and everyone else who's joined us tonight. Thank you so much. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you click that little subscribe link. If you're watching on Facebook, feel free to click the share button so other people
thumbs up.
Share their ideas on what they would choose, Disney or Universal. And who knows, maybe in 2 years from now, when we're bringing 30 really diverse young people down south, we'll think back to this night and how it was born here on this show.
Yeah.
So, any last words, my friend?
Shalom, man. Thank you. Thank you for creating and helping facilitate all these experiences and these beautiful things, and helping people to see the beautiful and the beauty in the world, but beauty in themselves. And also thank you everyone for joining us. Wow. Anyway, and thank you for this project and taking it on and really just I'm super grateful.
One day at a time.
Yeah,
that's all we get to do. Just work on things one day at a time, and I'm very stoked to meet these young folks. So they tomorrow they'll be happy because I'll respond to their emails. So
yeah, the parents were happy.
Yeah, totally. So until either next week or the week after, one or the other, we will see you again soon. And safe travels to Brennan, you and your fam, and And I will, we will see you soon. Bye-bye, everyone.
Well, this.